morning today. A couple of friends and I founded Ronald McDonald House Charities at a hospital a couple of years ago. And we've been working on several things together. I haven't been very involved in the past few years, but it always stayed close to my heart. So one day, we started talking about the possibility of making a large artwork for them, and I said start collecting. So we started collecting hospital trash, let me call it. It's all sorts of things. These are little circles that go on the different medicines, but there's little connector pieces. I have most of the material has been sorted in the meantime. But I have a bag of grabs, little bottles, little of these things, you know, when you have to get infused, as we call it in Curacao. You have these. These are the tops of, I believe they're, how do you call it, saline solution. These I got for the first time. I have no clue what they are. I love them. I love the colors. We have all of these. These are small little red connector tubes. We have these, which are, most of the stuff is from the, how do you call that? From the neonatal intensive care unit. So because that's where they're located. They're located at the children's department. And I don't know where these came from, but they're pretty, they're colorful. I love them. So those are different ones. Anyway, I don't know where all the material comes from, but it comes from inside sales. So this is stuff that's been collected over the past 2 years. And I had the privilege of receiving them, and then we started thinking about what we could do with it. And out of that came the idea to let's make it, not have me work on every single piece or one big piece, but let's find a way of getting the community involved in making this big communal artwork for the new hospital. I made a couple of examples. I have this example right here that was the first one I made, sort of mandala-ish. So how do you call it? The characteristics of a mandala are that you see a repeating pattern. And then one of my friends said, "Why, I would like to see something more random." So Miss Random came. And I noticed it's still not very random because there's still some structure in it. But the idea this morning when people came in to work on these things was exactly that. If you are someone who's a little OCD and needs to have something very organized, go for your mandala type thing and make sure you, but again, depends on what kind of materials you have, what you can work with. And otherwise, just do random stuff or make something. And we were very surprised at what we received this morning. For instance, I have here a flower. And somehow it jumped out at them and they made something with all the materials. And one of the beautiful things about this is you do not need to cover everything. There's a white background, you don't need to cover it, because the white background becomes part of it. You might have noticed that in the previous ones, what I will do afterwards is add a layer of epoxy on it, which kind of binds it all together, so that it does make it one, which is not on these yet. The idea is that they will all get an epoxy. The epoxy will both protect it and kind of make it one piece. But there were people who were very, very into making something mandala-ish. Look at this, it's a gorgeous piece. I believe this is Alexine. Alexine made this piece for us this morning. Again, she found materials that I didn't even know we had. And actually, I must say, she was creative. She wanted little hearts in it, so she cut hearts out of some of the materials. But she was actually at the end was missing one of these smaller round ones, and was very upset that she couldn't find it anywhere. I think she went to look under the furniture, and they finally found the one she was missing. And there are people who just were not able to finish. So this one is, she says she's going to come back next week and finish it. Although to me, it looks quite finished. It looks quite nice. So if she doesn't show up next week, I'm okay with that. It's fine. And the idea is that you are going to find a wall at the Ronald McDonald House in the new hospital in Curacao Medical Center, where all of these circles are different sizes. You'll find a wall made up of circles. And because they're all using the same type of material, they become one. We have, I believe, in total about 75 circles, but I've put them out in sections of 25 so that we can control that the same amount of sizes come out, so you don't have a complete rachamatu, as we would say in Dutch. So I'm very, very happy with the turnout this morning. Perhaps the idea is to continue for a couple of more weeks, but who knows? It all depends on the materials and how many people show up, if we can continue for the full 5 weeks we have planned.
What time available?
Oh, sorry. So we're going to work on Saturday mornings at Landhuis Bloemhof from 10 to 12. Again, next week on the 23rd, the 30th, the 7th, and the 14th of December. So, and it's right in the middle of my exhibit, so you see where the ideas come from. And basically, if I can leave you with a message, it is that there is beauty in everything that we throw out. And I wish more of us could see that and reuse and repurpose, and the world would be a better place with less trash. Bye-bye, Mom.